Hello folks, this is Jason Hardy, and today I'm going to be demonstrating a website that I built utilizing PHP, jQuery, JavaScript, Bootstrap, which is a nifty little piece of technology which most of the pretty stuff on the website has been built from, and most importantly Salesforce.com, which is the API that I've chosen to use. If you're not familiar with Salesforce, you should become familiar with it. It is one of the highest demanded skill sets in today's IT marketplace. They're the #1 CRM vendor by a pretty significant margin, and it's a really good skill set to learn because it gives you a broad view of technology. And with that, I am going to first see that I'm at a registration page. It's asking me to sign in. Switch over to Salesforce and see that email address that I'm going to use does not exist. And it gave me an error saying that it couldn't find me, which is appropriate since I'm not in the system yet. And the nice thing is I stored all this data in the session within PHP, so it retains it. And I'm just going to register, and I'm in the portal. Let's go back to Salesforce, and there I am. So, yay! Alrighty. Take a look at my classes, and of course, nothing's listed. Now, all of the pages that you see here are all dynamically generated. So I have one page, and all the content is being created through jQuery. And it's reaching out to Salesforce to obtain all this information, which I have stored in this custom object right here. Here are all the classes that are available. As you can see, the list is replicated there. So let's sign up for some yoga. I'm going to check the box. It's going to ask me, am I sure? And now you can see that it's switched over to having a X, which means that I can now drop the class if I should choose. And I don't have it listed in the related list, I don't think. No, I don't. But I can view it here. As you can see, I just have the yoga class created dynamically. Let's go ahead and just go full bore and sign up for everything. Oh, maybe not everything. Let's just sign up for 3. Now if I go over to my classes, I can see that I'm registered. If I go back to Salesforce, you can see that now I have 3 registered. Go ahead and kill it. Yes, I want to enroll. List dynamically regenerates. And in Salesforce, it's now dropped. Pretty nifty. I like it. So some of the other functionality that I built into this website is if I go back to the registration page by clicking on my name, I can now update my registration information. And if I go back to Salesforce, you can see that it had this phone number. Refresh. And now it has this one. So, pretty nifty stuff. I'm going to show you how I built it. which is via PHP. Now, a good portion of this is running off of a utilities class, which is basically a consolidation of all of the goodies of reaching out and connecting to Salesforce. Here's my index page. Now, one of the nice things about this is that I'm actually checking if there's a user ID. And if there isn't, it's going to automatically redirect me to the login page. So we just hit log out. And that killed my session, and now I'm back to the login screen. And I'm bringing in a bunch of stuff. But as you can see here, my index page only has, after the main definitions, only has a couple of lines. It's this main content that's actually getting updated by jQuery. And here is my main JavaScript, which has a lot of the logic built into it that's building the interface. So as we can see here, I'm going through and dynamically building the interface using append and attaching that to the parent element, which was that main piece that I showed you. Here I'm creating the element body, which is once more. Element body is here, and the header is there. We're all getting that generated dynamically. Oh, and the nice thing about using Bootstrap is it makes the page responsive, which means that it's going to behave nicely on mobile browsers. And I had to do absolutely zero work in order to execute on that, which is a good thing, because I am not very good with CSS. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I much prefer to do the actual logic. See how nice that is? So let's take a look at the utility once more. So when I'm dynamically generating the content, I'm going out and pulling in from Salesforce a query, which is hitting the objects, and that's what's populated in the data. Then I'm loading that into a hash map of sorts, as everything in JavaScript and PHP is pretty much convertible into a hash map. And here we're going out to Salesforce and actually making a delete command. Here I'm going out and getting the query. That's just here, and then you can process that. So primarily I'm just going through and getting data, manipulating it, and then using the data that I got to populate the JavaScript. Alright folks, well, that's about it, and I hope you've enjoyed this presentation, and I look forward to seeing everybody else's presentations as well. Thank you so much, and thanks for listening.